Hi, I'm Lynn. Welcome to Grilling with Lynn, formerly known as Cooking with Lynn. I'm in my side yard here at the grill, grilling some steak for you. I'm making some steak and grilled steak and peach salad tonight. It's just about summer and it's hotter than heck out here, so a nice cool salad on a weeknight is a great thing to have, and quick and easy. One of the things I really like about it. So you can see I already started. I marinated the steak this morning in a little bit of olive oil, some balsamic vinegar, and the magic ingredient that I always love to use for steak, which is this Montreal Steak seasoning, which makes steak taste amazing even if it's not a great cut. I love it, and I always keep it on hand. It's good on it's good on pork too. So I marinated it. It's been marinating all day while I was at work at the Cumberland Public Library. And I came home, I stuck it on the grill for 3 minutes. I flipped it over and it's got about a minute and a half left. And I'm gonna let it rest while I finish the rest of the stuff, and I'm gonna bring you inside and we'll finish up the salad. You know, salads are often thought of as, you know, diet food and boring food, and I eat probably one really good sized salad a week, and there's nothing boring about them because I put everything but the kitchen sink in them. You have to excuse my squinting because I happen to be sort of facing the sky. The sun is not out, but still bright. Anyway, so I make a lot of salads and I like to put a lot of stuff in them. I like them to have a lot of texture and some crunch and a little bit of sweetness, and the peach salad works great for that because peaches are sweet, and this is a good time of year to grill some peaches. And actually, as I always do, I forgot something. I'm going to pause you. I got to go grab my peaches. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. I seem to do that every time. It's always something I forget. Anyway, the peaches are here. You don't want them super squishy, right? But you want them to not be super hard either. So that perfect, always seem hard to find that perfect ripeness for whatever fruit we're eating, right? You always a race against the clock to eat your fruit on time. But anyway, I am going to just grill them just to get some color on them. It doesn't change the taste all that much, but we'll get a little bit of grill marks on there. Putting them away from where I had the steak. All right, and my steak is done, so I'm going to take that off. I'm going to cover it. Let it rest. Always let your meat rest. If you don't have one of these, get one. Best thing ever. Cover that up. Very good. Let it rest. Okay, so these are just going to grill for, I don't know, a few minutes. Get some nice grill marks on there. It is so hot. Between the grill and the humidity, I don't know. I'm surprised my hair isn't all fluffed out. Anyway, so I'm going to take you back inside in a minute, and we're going to finish this dish up, and we're going to talk about all the different ways you can do it, but talk about how I do it. And it's delicious and satisfying. You got your protein, you got a little bit of sweetness in there, and it's yummy. It's a perfect weeknight meal. So pause you again, take you inside. All right, I'm happy to be back in the air conditioning because it's pretty steamy out there. It's just like 100% humidity. So I took my peaches off. Here they are. They got some decent grill marks on them, and they softened up a little bit. So even if they're a little bit underripe, they'll soften up a little bit on the grill, and it kind of enhances their sweetness a little bit when you cook them. So I'm going to just tell you what I'm going to put in my dressing. It's a balsamic vinaigrette, super simple. And then put the salad together. I'll show you how I like to plate it because it makes it look pretty, and you know, you want to eat something that looks appetizing, so we'll do some of that. So we're going to start with our olive oil. And I am going to put 1/3 cup of olive oil. I hope you can see me. I'm going to do it in this little mason jar so I can just shake it up. And you know, it's not really all that an exact science when you're making dressing, because some people like it more vinegary. You can, you know, do what you like. And then I'm going to do, this is a new bottle. Hopefully it's not going to give me a hard time. It is. It's gonna give me a hard time. There's gotta be one in every video, right? Pause. All right, the struggle is over. I got the balsamic open. That was a 1/4 cup of olive oil, and I'm doing about, no, that was a 1/3 cup. This is a 1/4 cup of balsamic. Just under. And you can always change it up. You're gonna taste it before you serve it, just to make sure. Okay. All right, what else is going in here? A couple tablespoons of honey. Sweeten it up a little bit. The heat is getting to me. I think I need to turn the air conditioning up. I'm actually warm, and I'm usually cold. I'm always cold. Can't be cold in this weather. So I got a couple tablespoons of honey. Okay, and then to emulsify the dressing, and what that means is when you put an emulsifier, I'm going to put mustard. I would usually put just a Dijon, but this is a stone ground, which is fine. And that keeps the oil and vinegar from separating, keeps the dressing together. And it adds some flavor. You really don't even, it doesn't taste mustardy. And we're just gonna throw a little salt, throw a little pepper, and we're gonna shake it up, and then once we get some of the ingredients together, we can taste it, make sure it's got the right seasoning. You can put garlic in there, lots of things. You can buy balsamic vinaigrette, for the love of God, you could do that too. Okay, I mean, don't have to make it, but it certainly is easy to do. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do, I'll talk about the ingredients as I go along. I'm going to cut up my lettuce. So you can use anything you want, Bib lettuce, arugula, spinach. I'm using romaine, anything, whatever you like. Let's cut that up. Romaine is nice and crunchy. Fresh. So this is going between 2 salads, 2 bowls. Actually, I'm going to just save the plating. Okay. I'm going to cut an avocado. You see me? Okay. And I'm going to put a half an avocado on each plate. Okay. Get that pit out of there. Don't cut yourself. Ah. All right. And I want to make my avocado look kind of pretty, so I'm going to just slice it in here and then slide it out. So it'll look pretty on the plate. You can leave out avocado, obviously. This, you know, really, it's a salad. You can really put anything you want, but the method is there. You can substitute chicken, shrimp, whatever, and put as much in this salad or as little. It just, there's something about the steak and the peaches together, the balsamic vinaigrette, it's delicious. Nice and light and cool. Other than the grilling, you're not cooking on the stove. I need a cloth. The cloth is over there. Okay. Disappearing act again. Okay, my lettuce is cut up. I got my peaches. I'm going to put some cherry tomatoes in there. I'm going to cut them in half. That's probably too many, but we'll go with it. I'm going to cut them this way, hoping you can see what I'm doing. You know how to cut tomatoes. You can leave them whole if you want. You can put any kind of tomatoes, not canned. You want to go fresh. It's summer. Lots of fresh tomatoes. Everything tastes so much better this time of year. All the fresh stuff. Can't get enough of it, and you know, you've got your fruit. You buy tons of fruit and then race against the clock to eat it before it goes bad. But this time of the year is great. It's easier to eat light. And sometimes it's so hot you don't even really want to eat anything heavy. You know how that goes. It seems like it got a little too hot too soon. But, you know, we're New Englanders and we in the winter it's too cold and in the summer it's too hot. So try to just, go with the flow. Not much you can do about it. All right, so those are all cut up. Stick those aside. And I'm going to cut a red onion. Slice it real thin. If you don't like raw onion, you can either leave it out, you can put shallots, which are a little milder, or you can caramelize the onions. Caramelize. Jury's out on how that's supposed to be said. And I did that the first time I made this steak salad. I did it with cooked onions, caramelized onions. That was really good. But I'm just going to slice them really thin, or you can just cut them, just dice it and just put a little bit, just for that onion flavor. I use green onion. It's got definitely a milder taste. Really, really, really super thin. As thin as you can get them. And we'll plate it up so it looks pretty, and all the different colors just make it very appetizing. That is probably more than enough. Okay, let's just put that aside. Okay, and I have, all right, so let's talk about cheese. Everything I do has to have cheese, pretty much. But my salad has to have cheese in it, and I went really funky this time, and I got Gorgonzola. You can't even see me. I got Gorgonzola this time. Super funky, not for everybody. Millions of things you can substitute. You can do feta, which is nice and salty, or goat cheese, which I also love. Mozzarella, blue cheese. Blue cheese is funky too, but if you like it, you like it. And, just put a little bit if you like it, but this can be very strong. I can't even eat this on its own, but in a salad or it goes really good with steak. Sometimes you'll see steak with a Gorgonzola sauce, so it goes well with it. So I like to use it. And I'm going to slice my peaches a little bit so you don't get just a big giant piece. You kind of want, bite size. So you don't have to cut it up while it's in your salad. Probably more than I need. I just did 2 peaches. Yeah. Nice and sweet this time of year. We'll do one more. All right, that should be good. All right, and I'm going to throw some walnuts in there. And when you're using nuts, especially in a salad, sorry, I keep moving too far back, you want to toast them. So I just got a dry pan. I toasted them for 3 or 4 minutes until you can kind of smell it a little bit, just to enhance the flavor of the nuts. So I'm going to plate this super quick. We're going to be all done, and you can make this for your family and enjoy it in no time. Some of the stuff you can do ahead. I mean, the steak's going to be cool, so you could make it in the morning and prep all your ingredients, or prep the whole salad in the morning, and then eat it when you get home. I mean, if you grilled in the morning when it's a little bit cooler out, it wouldn't be so bad. So now I have to cut my steak. That would be helpful since I don't want to put a whole giant steak. It's been resting. So just going to slice it this way. I don't like the fat, so I cut the fat off. My husband would eat it, but we're just going to cut it kind of thin. Can you see what I'm doing there? It's cooked perfectly. It's nice and pink in the middle. I don't want to overdo it. I marinated it all day, so it's super tender. And it's one steak. I mean, if we were gonna eat steak, I would probably cook more. If we were doing it as just the main course with potatoes or whatever, I would make probably 1 steak for each of us. But this is plenty for a salad. And like I said, certainly substitute it for chicken if you're not a red meat eater. Leave it out. You can put beans as your protein. Whatever you want to do. I'm going to turn it around because I got a big piece of fat there. Just slice it like that. Cut this piece a little. All right. So everything is prepped. pretty much, I think. I hope. Dressing's made. See, I shook it up and it didn't separate because I used the mustard to emulsify it, so that worked out really good. And what I'm going to do, this is what I always do, test my dressing, grab a little piece of something, give it a taste. Actually, it needs a little salt. It's a teeny bit vinegary, but it's okay, it's good. Like more olive oil. You don't need olive oil, you can use regular oil. You can use any other vinegar too, it doesn't have to be balsamic. So let's plate this. Stop talking. Show you how I plate it. So I'm going to put my lettuce. Keep forgetting to check to make sure you can see me. Like you're plating a salad really, but yeah, you gotta make it look pretty. We'll put some of the peaches here. Make it look nice. We'll put some of these here. This guy didn't get cut. Oh yeah, he did. Tomato and the red onion. Break it up a little bit. Make it look pretty. And avocado. That up there. And steak. Split that in half. Now, certainly if that's not enough of whatever for you, you can, give the person a whole steak to themselves. It's all your personal preference, what you want to eat. We try to not eat as much red meat and try to, when we do eat it, not eat a ton of it. And then last but not least, let's add the funk. Just gonna put that here. And the good thing about the way this is being plated, I'm sorry I'm cutting my own head off again, let me get closer, is you can sort of dip your fork into whatever you want. You can do, try the cheese and the peaches together, try the steak and the tomatoes together, and any combination of whatever you want to put on your fork. I'm also going to throw on some basil from my garden. Well, garden is a stretch. It is a planter with some herbs. We just put that on there, make that look pretty. And let's just get our dressing on there. Not too much. All over everything. See, I made too much dressing, but that's okay. This will keep for a couple weeks in the fridge, so you can hang on to that. There you go. That looks pretty. Throw a little bit of salt over the top just to finish it. And, I forgot my walnuts. They're right in front of me too. I'll stick those over here. Let's see, where can we stick them? Right there. There. Now we're complete. Doesn't that look appetizing? It's a pretty salad. It's yummy, it's got all good things, healthy dressing, and not too much of the steak, but like I said, you can substitute another protein if you don't like steak. I made a mess as I usually do. I'm going to clean this mess up, I'm going to plate the other one up, and I hope you try it. It's a nice summertime meal. We like to keep it a little simple in the summer and keep cool, because cooking by the stove when it's 90 degrees is not pleasant. But get out there and grill, jump in the pool, whatever you got to do to keep cool. Come to the library if you want to keep cool. We're a cooling center and we have tons of stuff to do. We've got the summer reading program going on, coming up I should say, and there's lots of stuff to do, crafts and story times and all kinds of things. And for the adults too, we've got stuff going on, and for teens. So come check us out. Check out my other videos on the Cumberland Public Library's YouTube page, and you can see all the events coming up on the Cumberland Public Library's page, Cumberland Public Library, cumberlandlibrary.org. I don't even know my own website. So yeah, definitely check out the videos and check out all the stuff we're doing, and I hope to see you again soon. My next video is my glorious morning muffins, which are delicious, and yeah, it's baking, but we're going to make them in the morning before it gets too hot. So I'll see you then.